Hello, I'm Allison Ladon Darawi. Welcome to the Ladon method. We're gonna get started. Let's bring the arms high overhead. Interlace all but your index finger. That's that first finger here. Bring your arms nice and close towards your ears, but relax your shoulders down. Feel that rotation of pelvis towards navel so your spine is nice and neutral. On an inhale, get tall. On an exhale, lift up and over towards your right. So you should feel like you're lifting up and over a high bar here. Good. Continue bending. Breathing in and out through the nose, really stretching out that side body. From here, let's lift it back to center, get nice and tall. Relax the shoulders down though. On an exhale, we'll lift it up and over to the other side, lifting up and over to the left. Feel as though you're lifting up and over a high bar. And once you're ready, let's take it back to center. Release the grip of interlaced fingers. Let's find cactus arms, about 90-degree bends at the elbows. Reach your chest high, feel your shoulder blades move towards one another. The back of the neck is long. On an inhale, let's take it to an upright, get nice and tall. On an exhale, allow your hands to move through heart center as you hinge forward at the hips. Folding it forward, let it all go, let everything hang nice and heavy. On an inhale, let's lift it up halfway with a nice flat back. On an exhale, plant your palms. Let's step it back to a high plank, top of a push-up. Keep your body in a nice straight line. Lower down onto your knees, taking a modification here. Make sure you're feeling that rotation of pelvis towards navel. Lead with your chest and lower it all the way down onto the chest. From here, slide your hands back in line with your low ribs. Press down the tops of the feet, the nail side of the feet. Engage your legs, engage your quads, those muscles above the knees, and then begin to reach your chest forward. Just taking a low cobra, you might lift a little bit higher. Just see where you want to take it. I'm going to make sure the shoulders relax away from the ears, getting the back of your neck long. And once you're ready, you can lower all the way down. Let's take it in to a tabletop, stacking shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Take a couple of rounds of cat and cow. Just taking a moment to check in and cow, dropping the belly low, chin and hips high, and cat hollowing out, chin towards chest, pelvis towards navel. Inhale, reach the belly low. Exhale, hollow it out. Good. Once you're ready, you can find a nice neutral spine. Let's curl the toes under, coming into our down dog. Feeling those hips reach up and back. Breathing into it. And on your own time, you can step to the top of the mat. Let's sit the hips down low, reaching the fingertips high, coming into a chair pose. Try to get your knees right above the ankles. Feel that rotation of pelvis towards navel. Maybe trust yourself to sit back a little bit further into that imaginary chair. Sit back even further, finding your airplane arms. Roll those shoulders back. Shoulder blades move towards one another. Palms face down. On an inhale, let's rise it all the way up to standing. Find those cactus arms. Reach your chest high. On an inhale, we'll take it to an upright. On an exhale, let's fold it forward. Allow the hands to melt through heart centers. You hinge forward at the hips, folding it forward. Let it all go. On an inhale, let's lift it up halfway with your nice flat back. On an exhale, plant your palms. Step it back to your high plank here, holding it. Get those shoulders right above the wrists. Get your body in a nice straight line. Let's bring the right knee towards the left elbow, then step back into your high plank. Try to keep your body flat as a board. Try not to allow the hips to drop or pop up. Let's bring that left knee towards the right elbow. Step it back, alternating sides, moving through at your own pace. Moving through for another 3, 2, 1. Good. From here, lower onto your knees. Let's sit back into a child's pose. Big toes together, knees out wide. Bring your hips towards your heels, your fingertips towards the top of the mat. Breathe into it. Relax your third eye, the center of the forehead down. And on your own time, we're going to take it back into a tabletop. From here, let's curl the toes under, lifting the hips up and back. At the bottom of an exhale, step to the top of the mat. Let's sit the hips down low, reaching the fingertips high. On an exhale, find your airplane arms, reaching the fingertips towards the back of the room, palms face down. Inhale, rise it all the way up to standing, reach your chest high. On your next inhale, take your time to get there. We're gonna reach those fingertips high. Allow the hands to melt through heart center as you hinge forward at the hips. On an inhale, let's lift it up halfway. So you're planting your fingertips on your shins right beneath the knees. Puff your chest out, lengthening your spine. And we'll plant those palms, step it back into your high plank, top of a push-up, holding it here. We're gonna take that again where we bring right knee towards left elbow, step it back. Left knee towards right elbow, step it back, crossing the body, moving at your own pace. Try to keep the body flat as a board. Slide your head back into your imaginary headrest. The back of the neck should be long. Moving through for another 3, 2, 1. This time, let's just lift those hips back into our down dog. Feeling those sit bones reach up and back. Feet are parallel in hip distance. Spread your fingers out wide. From here, on an exhale, take it into a high plank, top of a push-up. On an inhale, let's reach those hips up and back. On an exhale, take it into your high plank, top of a push-up. Inhale, reach those hips up and back. This time, as you come into your high plank, you can lower onto the knees and lower it all the way down onto the chest. From here, let's reach the fingertips towards the back of the mat. Press down the tops of your feet. Really engaging your legs, engaging those quads, those muscles above the knees. Your palms are face down on the mat, fingertips reach towards the back. Let's begin to peel the chest off the mat, just taking a little back bend. Feel your arms move towards one another. Press down the tops of those feet. You might lift your chest a little bit higher off the mat. It can be a very small lift. And then from here, lower your palms onto the mat in line with your low ribs. Let's lift it up to a tabletop and back in to our down dog. From here, on an inhale, let's reach the right leg high. On an exhale, let's step it through to a low lunge, and we'll spin the back heel flat. We'll rise it up to a warrior one. So in your warrior one, you want to invite your right hip back, left hip forward. So you're squaring off the hips to the front of the mat. Try to get the belly button to face forward. Let's reach the fingertips high. From here, feel your belly button move towards the spine so you're not sticking the butt out. We'll find those cactus arms and shine the heart high. Then we'll take it to an upright, reaching your fingertips high. Try to keep your arms in line with your ears, or just hinging at the hip, hinging forward at the hip, feeling that extension of the body. As your back heel grounds down into the mat, your fingertips reach up towards where that front wall and the ceiling meet. Okay, we're gonna take another round here. Keep that nice bend in your front knee. You wanna try to keep that right knee right above the ankle. Let's find cactus arms, reach your chest high. And take it to an upright, reaching your fingertips high. Try to keep those arms in line with the ears as you begin to hinge forward at your hip. Feeling that energetic pull in opposite directions. Good. From here, let's take it to an upright. And from here, we're going to open it up to a warrior two. So you want to get your front heel in line with the back arch. Make sure your right toes are facing directly forward. Starting off with the knee right above the ankle. Energetically reach your fingertips in opposite directions. So you don't want to find floppy arms. You really want to feel every muscle in your arms as you extend out, and that's without locking the elbows. And from here, we're going to straighten the front leg, bring your fingertips together to touch, and then sit it down low. Good. When you straighten that front leg, try not to lock the knee. Good. Moving through at your own pace. Your gaze might move upwards as you straighten the leg and fingertips come together to touch. Might go forward as you sit down low. Moving through for another 3, 2, 1. Good. From here, on an inhale, we're going to reverse it. So keep that nice bend in your front knee, reaching those right fingertips towards the back of the room. On an exhale, let's cartwheel the hands down, framing the front foot, squaring off the hips to the mat. Step back in to your high plank, top of a push-up. This time, lower onto the knees, lowering it all the way down onto the mat. And you might come into an up dog this time through, placing the tops of the feet onto the mat. We'll begin to peel the chest off the mat, and then maybe your knees and thighs begin to lift off the mat. You can always take a low cobra as an alternative with your hands in line with the low ribs. Just see where you want to take it, and eventually we'll all meet in our down dog. Just breathing into it, feel those sit bones reach up and back. And once you're ready, on an inhale, let's reach that left leg high. On an exhale, step through to that low lunge, stepping your left foot to the inside of that left thumb. Let's spin the back heel flat, rising it up to your warrior one. And again, inviting that left hip back, right hip forward. Good. Feel that rotation of your pelvis towards your navel. And inhale, we'll shine the heart upward. Find your cactus arms. Feeling as though a string is pulling your chest up towards the ceiling. And then we'll take it to an upright, arms in line with the shoulders. We'll hinge it forward at the hips. Try to keep your spine long, working towards getting the arms in line with the ears. And let's take it to an upright. Make sure you're keeping that back heel grounded. Let's find those cactus arms reaching your chest high. Make sure you feel the belly button towards the spine so your low back is supported. And then we'll take it to an upright, hinging it forward at the hips. Moving through at your own pace. Good, and we'll take it back to an upright. Let's open it up to our warrior two. So on this side, our left heel is in line with the right arch of the foot. Let's extend out those nice strong warrior arms, trying to get your left knee right above the ankle, sitting low, playing around with the distance between the feet. Then we'll straighten the front leg, bring the fingertips together to touch overhead. Sitting it down low as you exhale. Inhale, fingertips overhead, moving through at your own pace. You want to pay attention to what that front knee is doing. You want to make sure that it's not moving inward. You want to feel it move towards the pinky toe side of the foot so that you're making sure the knee stays above the ankle. Moving through for another 3, another 2, another 1. Let's sit it down low. On an inhale, reverse it. Keep that nice bend in the front knee. Reach towards the back of the room with those left fingertips. On an exhale, cartwheel the hands down, framing your front foot. Step it back to your high plank. Maybe you're moving through chaturanga and up dog this time. Eventually, we're going to meet in our down dog. Breathing into it. Once you're ready, we're going to step the feet to the outsides of the hands this time. Coming into a nice low squat, you want to keep your heels onto the mat. So if your heels begin to lift off the mat, you can always bring your hips up higher rather than sitting so low, just seeing where your level of flexibility, mobility is. Good. From here, we're just going to breathe into it, allowing the hips to open. If you want to take it further, you can bring your elbows into your inner thighs, feeling the thighs reach towards the back of the room, really broadening across the hips. Try to feel your chest move towards the thumbs as you firmly press your palms into one another. Taking another couple rounds of breath here. Good. Once you're ready, very slowly, we're going to rise it up to star, reaching the chest higher, reaching the fingertips high. Sitting it down low, bring the hands back to heart center, sitting those hips down low. Inhaling, rising it up. You might open your chest up towards the ceiling, but not forcing it. Sometimes you can lose your balance when you back bend a little bit too much there. So just see what works for you. Okay, we're gonna move through for another 3, another 2, another 1. Good. Let's sit it down low. We're going to place the palms onto the mat. Parallel your feet to one another, hip distance. On an inhale, let's lift it up halfway. On an exhale, let's plant the palms. Step it back to your high plank, top of a push-up. You can move through chaturanga and up dog, or you can just skip out on it, move straight into down dog. Just see what your body wants here. And once you're ready, we're going to take our yoga-inspired burpees. So from here, you can either step or jump your feet to the outsides of the hand. We'll sit it down low, hands at heart center. We'll rise it up to start reaching the fingertips high, reaching the chest high. We'll sit it down low, planting the palms, step it back to your high plank. We're just gonna take a chaturanga push-up. We're not gonna take our up dog. We're not gonna take the back bend. We're just gonna move straight into down dog. So again, I'll walk you through it. You can either step or jump your feet to the outsides of the hands. Hands at heart center, rising it up to star. From here, sitting it down low, plant the palms, step it back to your high plank, take that chaturanga push up, and you don't have to come too far down, just a little bend in the elbows. Just make sure your elbows are above your wrists when you take that little push up. Once you're ready, we'll step or jump. Coming into that low squat, rising it up, sitting it low, plant your palms, step it back, take that little chaturanga push up, lift those hips up and back. Good, move through at your own pace, stepping to the outsides of the hands, rise it up, sit it low, plant those palms, step it back, chaturanga push up, down dog. We're gonna take a few more rounds. Move at your own pace. You can move slower or faster, just see what works for you. You can also take a rest. Remember, this is your practice. So not feeling forced to do anything with your body that doesn't feel quite right. Good. Let's take one more. Stepping or jumping the feet to the outsides of the hands, sitting it low, rising it up. We'll sit it low. We'll plant the palms, step it back, chaturanga push up, hips up and back. Good. From here, let's walk the hands back towards the feet. Finding a gentle bend in the knees, roll it all the way up to standing. Rolling those shoulders back down along the spine here. Take a few rolls. Now let's bring the arms high overhead. We'll once again interlace all but the index fingers, seeing if we might want to come a little bit deeper into our back bends this time. Inhale, get tall. Exhale, lift it up and over towards the right. Feel as though you're lifting your torso up and over a high bar. You're not just collapsing onto that right side. Once you're ready, on an inhale, let's take it to an upright. On an exhale, let's lift it up and over to the other side. Breathing into it. On your own time, let's take it to an upright. Feel that rotation of your belly button, of your pelvis towards your belly button. And you want to feel the chest reach up towards the ceiling. Try to relax the shoulders down, just taking a little back bend. Then we'll take it to an upright. From here, allow the hands smell to heart center, hinging it forward at the hips, folding it forward, letting it all go. On an inhale, lifting it up halfway. On an exhale, plant your palms, step it back to your high plank, top of a push-up, and this time we'll lower onto the knees, coming in to a comfortable seated position. And so you can roll over onto one hip or you can roll over your shins to get on to your bum. And from here, let's grab on to the hamstrings, the backs of the thighs. We're going to feel the spine get long, so puff your chest out. Find your sit bones. Sometimes you might have to move the flesh to the sides to find those sit bones. Keep the spine long, then begin to lift your feet off the mat. Staying here, you can bring your fingertips in line with the ears. Taking a nice big inhale at center. Exhale, open up your chest to the left, feeling your fingertips reach in opposite directions. Inhale, take it to center, reaching those fingertips high. Try to keep the spine long. Exhale, twist towards the right. Moving through at your own pace. If you want to challenge yourself even more, you can work towards straightening the legs. It makes it a lot harder. And moving through for another 3, 2, 1. Let's take it to center. Wrap your arms across your shins. Giving yourself a nice big squeeze. And once you're ready, we're going to take another round here. Let's grab on to the hamstrings, the backs of the thighs. Get your spine long, puffing out your chest. Let's reach the fingertips high. Again, you could just bend in the knees, lifting the feet off the mat, or you can straighten your legs. Just see where you want to take it. Inhale at center, exhale, twist. Inhale at center, exhale, twist to the other side. Moving through at your own pace. Good. Moving through for another 3, 2, 1. This time, stay at center. Begin to extend the legs long. Try to get those arms in line with the ears, creating that V-like shape with your body. On an exhale, lower it all the way down onto the floor. From here, you can begin to walk your heels in towards your hips. Just try to get the heels in close enough to the hips so that you can lightly graze the backs of your heels with your fingertips. You can grip onto the sides of the mat, and you can begin to lift your hips up towards the ceiling. Coming into your bridge pose, try to keep your knees right above the ankles. Let's interlace the fingers beneath the sacrum, feeling your shoulder blades move towards one another. Your hips might reach a little bit higher. Try to extend the arms long, breathing into it. Once you're ready to make your way down, first release the interlace of the fingers, release your shoulder blades, and lower down from upper, middle to lower back. Hugging your knees in towards the chest, rocking from right to left. And then from here, grabbing onto your hamstrings and rolling up and down along the length of your mat, eventually bringing yourself in to a comfortable seated position. Thank you for moving with me and holding me accountable to you. That was our 21 minutes. Feel free to take another class on LaDon method if you want a little bit more. If you want more of a chill class, there are several different class types. So check it out. Thank you. Goodbye.